I have a coin in my hand. If it lands on heads, I give you $200. If it lands on tails, you give me $100. Statistically, the odds are heavily in your favor, but your gut is screaming at you to say no. This is a loss aversion. It's the psychological glitch that makes the pain of losing something feel twice as intense as the joy of gaining something of equal value. Our brains aren't wired for logic, they are wired for survival. And in the game of evolution, losing your last meal was a death sentence, while finding an extra one was just a bonus. Today, we're looking at why your brain is playing defense with your life, how this fear keeps you in jobs and relationships you've outgrown, and how to flip the script to start winning. In 1979, psychologists Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky changed economics forever with prospect theory. They proved that humans do not evaluate gains and losses as equal. They found a consistent ratio. The emotional sting of a loss is roughly 2 times stronger than the thrill of a gain. To your brain, losing $100 feels like minus 200 points of happiness. This creates a safety bias. We become so obsessed with protecting what we already have that we become blind to the massive opportunities right in front of us. It's why you'll drive 10 miles out of your way to save $10 on a purchase, even if the gas and time cost you more. You aren't saving money, you're feeding your fear of paying too much. This gets weirder with the endowment effect. This is the phenomenon where we value things more highly simply because we own them. In one study, students were given a coffee mug and then offered the chance to trade it for a bar of Swiss chocolate. Most refused, even if they preferred chocolate, because giving up the mug felt like a loss. We do this with our lives too. We value our current, mediocre situation more than a potentially amazing future because the current situation is ours and the future is an unknown. Your brain would rather hold onto a known negative than risk an unknown positive. You aren't stuck because you lack ambition. You're stuck because you're overvaluing your status quo. Loss aversion is the engine behind the sunk cost fallacy. This is when we keep investing time, money, or energy into a losing project just because we've already lost so much. Admitting a project failed feels like a permanent loss. But keeping it alive, that feels like hope, even if it's actually just a slow-motion disaster. The brain tells you, if I quit now, all that time was for nothing, but the truth is, that time is gone regardless. By refusing to lose the past, you are actively stealing from your future. We stay in toxic relationships and failing businesses because the price of admission to leave feels like a loss we aren't ready to pay. If you've ever seen a limited time offer or a countdown timer on a website, you've been targeted by loss aversion. Brands know that don't miss out is more powerful than check this out. Free trials work the same way. Companies give you the product for 30 days so you develop a sense of ownership. When the trial ends, canceling doesn't feel like not buying, it feels like losing a tool you already have. We are constantly being manipulated by the fear of a closed door. We buy things we don't need just because they are on sale, fearing the loss of the deal more than the loss of our actual money. Understanding this is your first line of defense. When you feel that I can't let this go urgency, ask yourself, am I moving toward a gain, or am I just running away from a loss? To beat loss aversion, you have to change the way you frame the choice. Instead of asking, what could I lose? Ask, what am I losing by staying here? If you stay in a job you hate, you are losing 2,000 hours of your life every year. That is a guaranteed loss. Suddenly, the risk of a new job doesn't seem so scary compared to the certain loss of your time. What is one thing you've been afraid to let go of because you're scared of the loss? Let's reframe it together in the comments. What are you losing by holding on? Subscribe to Mind Blown for more ways to hack your instincts and reclaim your freedom. Don't let your fear of less keep you from having more. I'll see you in the next one.